Hey Afterbuzzers, welcome to the Guilt After Show on Afterbuzz TV. Tonight we're talking episode 8, Eyes Wide Open, and we're here with special guest Zachary Fall. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, Afterbuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
And then this is where that music gets started, and we have that fun with it. Right? You guys enjoy it?
It's like we're in a club.
Right? Yes, with the lights and everything. I love it. All right, so guys, welcome to the Afterbuzz TV Guilt After Show. I'm your host, Gabriel Gonzalez, and we have a great show planned for you guys tonight. Of course, you recognize Luke Pascal, Mr. Zachary Fall.
Hey,
Zach,
everyone.
where can we find you on Twitter, my friend?
I am at Zach Fall on Twitter.
And of course, I have the social media master on the other end of the panel.
Hi, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca B Talks TV.
And she gave me a hard time. The absolutely amazing Afterbuzz TV Angel.
Hi guys, I'm Renee Ariel, and you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel.
And by the way, she's not demonic at all, contrary to what we said in episode 7. No.
What about me? Am I an angel?
You are the social media master.
I don't know how I got my angel label, but apparently last week it started.
There we are.
It happens.
Careful when you start giving more prizes to one and not
I know, right? Well, it's okay. Becca, what do you want me to call you next week?
An angel.
Okay, my Afterbuzz TV Angels on the left side.
The best person ever.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Zachary's right here. I mean,
I
up
need
there
mine
We
as
too.
well,
can't
so.
lie, you know?
Yeah.
Gosh.
No, but guys, so episode 8, we have the 2-part finale coming up already. That was a great teaser, because I thought we were just going to set up for a big 10, but it looks like a 9 and 10 double whammy.
Yes.
But we're already setting up. We've had a lot go on.
A lot has been revealed.
Seriously.
Yes, I mean, you've been a part of so much. What's it been like just watching now all the hard work come to fruition?
I mean, it's pretty incredible. I mean, I never actually know what it's gonna look like. Of course, you know, you have a good idea from what you've done on the day and the actual scenes, but then you know the editing does so much, and then the sounds and all. I don't know. It's thrilling. I love rediscovering it all. I find myself shocked watching them. Sometimes it's like, oh, no, she didn't. Like,
I mean, it has to be a whole different experience filming and then watching on television.
yeah.
And just...
Yeah, when you're filming as well, you know, so you're in the work mindset, you know, and you're doing it in complete disorder. So I know it's just, you know, it's one thing at a time, trying to figure out where you are in the plot, and you know, so but finally, you know, when you're watching it, we're done. So we're just sit back, enjoy the ride. You know, it's like
And you're watching it as you, and while you're filming, you're in the mindset of the character. I feel like.
Yeah, Luke is going through some hard times.
Yes, he's fallen pretty high. I mean, he started down here, and then he started building up, in episodes 2 to 3, and gosh.
Man, he's got to start painting again, I think.
I think
Yeah,
I
needs his
agree.
outlet.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, painting is his creative way, but then
deserves
without
to paint.
Grace, you know, Grace was the one that gave him the confidence for
I know.
He has lost
So,
his muse.
it. He has.
It's
He's
so
lost his
sad.
muse. And he's
For now.
lost it, and he feels guilty about it.
Oh,
Hey!
I think we do that every episode.
That only
Yep.
took us like, what, 1 minute?
Sorry.
I'm almost disappointed.
That might
Usually
be a
it takes us faster. No, but okay, we open up, we have that very interesting little dinner party with Prince Theo and his fiancée Charlotte. So she's already wants to stir the pot with our favorite royal, and he's had quite the reaction to Charlotte saying the killer might be at this table.
Well, I'd be mad too
Just
if
the
someone was
way you
accusing me
said
of
it.
murder.
Yeah, in front of all your high-end
Like,
friends,
imagine
you know?
someone embarrassing you at a dinner party and then calling you a murderer. I'd be mad too. I'd be like, let's have a conversation. Are you kidding?
Well, my biggest thing, because she's only really been prominent the last few episodes,
Yeah.
but already Charlotte is up there as one of the most interesting characters on the show to me.
She is.
I love her.
Yes, and part of it for me is that, you know, what's inside her psyche, like, okay, she understands Prince Theo, not loyal, the whole coordinate. In her reaction, yes, she's hurt, but she wants to psychologically mess with Theo. Like, oh, she gets him the dog. She
dead
names
dog.
it Molly.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, that's just twisted. And I guess, what do you guys think of her just kind of needling away at, you know, just Theo's composure? Because obviously, you know, part of the appearances that they have to put on are so important to their roles just in the universe of guilt.
I think she's absolutely devious.
I love it though. Like I would do the same thing. If I thought someone I was engaged to was a murderer, yeah, I would be manipulative as well. I would get him a dog, be like, Molly,
Get him to tell the
don't
truth.
cheat on me. Just saying.
I felt like she was trying to send a message that she wouldn't get a dog specifically to name Molly, and I always feel like that's a subliminal.
But he said
you
it was
know.
a dog.
Yeah. Yes.
So I don't think, like, I think if he said it was a cat, she would have gotten a cat.
So maybe he did the subliminal message thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually very true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I feel like the dog thing was just like a way to get the truth to come completely out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theo's mouth.
She is
I agree.
not letting him like swiggle his way out.
Oh
of this.
no.
Oh no, who would? It's murder.
definitely.
Very true.
Yeah, that's not something you like forget about, you know?
No, it's
I'd
not
constantly be
something
in fear.
tiny. It's not something that's easily forgivable at all.
And an affair. Not like he cheated on her and then murdered her as far as she thinks.
And now he's
Like, I'd be pissed.
he's about to stop her from having a royal wedding. You know, with all the bells and whistles. She wants to be the next Princess Diana. I mean,
She just wants a happily ever after, and then he had to
Yes.
ruin things for her. So she's pissed.
it's
By
true.
getting involved.
You
Yeah.
know. But yeah, we're gonna get back to Charlotte, but she stole the scene
So
already in
complex.
the opening scene.
Yeah.
But we have quite an interaction with two of our favorite characters, Natalie and Stan. So Natalie, she talks to Stan about what she found out with Neville, that he saw Prince Theo holding the bloody knife. Which, by the way, we still haven't explained how the heck Prince Theo snuck into the apartment that night and, you know, got himself into that scene and out without causing a stir, being the celebrity that he is.
Well, they are all, like, really, really drunk and out of it. And I'm sure if you just put on a hat and some... I mean, I don't think it's that tricky.
He's a prince. Can you imagine,
But yeah,
what's his
Prince.
name, Prince William or Prince Harry doing that? Like,
Did you see Grace's state? Like, that we saw it when she was under hypnosis. Like, she was so out of it, and I couldn't imagine anyone else being less out of it than her. They're probably all, like, really drunk, really out of it. She saw a dead body. And she was like, okay, I gotta keep going. Like, I don't think a prince would be like, oh, no.
And I'm
like,
gonna
that's-
forget I ever saw that. No way. And but
was, like,
actually,
half
if you look at the flashbacks, or if you look at when Molly was going to the bathroom and got herself killed, you could see there weren't a lot of people there. In fact, that sort of area of the flat seemed
It
to be
is very
quite deserted. So probably a
It's
lot of
true.
people had already crashed and
then he snuck
in
in.
beds and all that. Yeah.
And, I mean, how did he get in? Like, he snuck into Bruno's apartment and then made him spaghetti, which I was all about. But, like, he gets in and out, you know?
He finds his way.
He's Prince Theo.
he finds it. All right, okay.
He's got
he
Philip.
just-
yeah, I was gonna say also Philip seems to be a really good bodyguard.
Yeah. Or is he?
Or
No.
not.
I was gonna say TV rules. They get into places they need to help the story, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd
All
like
right,
to see it actually
the
happening.
story
Like, I want to
along.
see him trying to break into an apartment. That episode I'd love.
Yes.
I feel like it's
All
the
the-
big reveal though, because somehow Prince Theo has. Okay, if it's not Theo, which we're not convinced it's not yet, we have theories that it's probably
I'm
not.
so convinced it's not Theo.
I
I'm
am-
like 100% sure it's not Prince Theo.
We were having this conversation before
Yeah.
we came on the air that
Yeah.
technically, if we think about it, we've knocked off all of our main characters as being the one who did it. And I was like, guys, one of them has to have actually done it and surprised us.
However, it's definitely not Prince Theo. Guys,
Prince
he's
Theo?
the last one, and they're like, the murderer will be revealed. And literally right
Yeah.
now, everyone thinks it's Prince Theo. It's not going to be revealed if they're like, you're right. The last 3 episodes, you got it. Like, it's going to be someone else, totally.
I'm still sticking
Philip.
to my number one. That's
think
Philip's
it's
not my
Philip,
number
guys.
two because of you, but I'm
He's
still
shady. And to think
sticking to
about
my
it-
number one.
He's always been there. He's like, I wouldn't want to mess with him ever. And maybe his motive was to like keep Prince Theo's image up to
Yeah.
par. And he's like, you're gonna get figured out for this. Don't worry, I'll help you. And then like killed the love of his life
Okay. See,
because she was pregnant too. Like,
my question though, he said it to Prince Theo, or not Prince Theo, he said it to Bruno when they started investigating it. It's like, if Prince Theo really killed this girl, do you really think you would have found the body? Same thing. Philip, why would he leave that loose end open? If he's just trying to send a message to Theo, he could have just showed her dead Molly, evidence gone. He is Philip. He does have all these royal resources. So that's my only, hang up about the Philip theory.
But he's not in trouble. No one suspects him right now.
Yeah,
so
no one
technically
suspects him.
Yeah.
And also, Theo is getting, like, in the press so much because of this, I feel like.
True, but then why would he want to do that to his boss if something happens to Theo? That I feel like you are put in a dungeon somewhere in Buckingham Palace.
I mean, if their
when you're his
plan
bodyguard.
if their plan went the way they wanted it to, they have the wrong person in prison and he's not even like involved. So, I mean, yeah, you could have gotten rid of the body, but in that case, maybe the reason they didn't is because there were people there. There were witnesses, like Neville, who's such a creep, but Neville was there, so
Well, from the window. Yes.
he
In a
stopped
creepy
Mo-
way.
Like, there's not, I can't,
Sweet in a creepy way.
It's very creepy.
I think the
Like,
thing-
someone's always there for you when you, like, don't want them to be, but...
He's creepy, but he's naive. I think that's
Yeah.
the thing about him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but okay, obviously Stan wants to go a different route. He doesn't think, there's no way we're going to get Prince Theo just because Neville said it. So he has his route that he wants to take. Natalie is not giving up. She believes, hey, we can get Theo. So she takes her route. Before we go to the next topic, though, what'd you guys think of Billy Zane rocking that guitar out of nowhere?
I was like, what is happening right
Yeah,
now?
I was like, wait, you're like trying to solve who did this
Like,
and
put the instrument
having
down.
an important conversation with Natalie right now,
just
and
that
you pick up
cool.
a guitar.
Hey, I mean, he's got a hard job. He's got to unwind somehow.
I wonder if that was like even written in the scene, or if he's just like, hey, I have a guitar.
I think the Guild Girl. Well, I think they wrote it, but the Guild Girls said that Billy Zane does play the guitar in real life too, which doesn't surprise me when you think of how talented
That's
that
true.
guy is.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, but
He is every bit as cool as his character.
I was gonna say one of the things. I mean, obviously the guy's done so much, Titanic, and then that's just the highlight. He's done so much other great work. For you, I mean. What's it like when, hey, you have this guy who's accomplished so much, and you're on the cast with him, you're gonna have scenes?
I mean, at first it's intimidating. It's awesome, when you discover, oh my gosh, I'm on this job with Billy Zane, and I was odd, but intimidated. But then you meet him, and he's super sweet and super supportive and encouraging and. No, he's got your back. So no, he's a great guy to work with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Puts you at ease, kind of coworker.
Yeah.
I wish I knew that. Like, he puts you at ease when you're working with him.
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
through
yeah.
the door.
Yeah, like as far as on set, because some actors quite, not to throw out names, but I'm sure you've heard of it. That some people, hey, they're just not. They don't create that environment. Maybe their standards, how they work, are a little different. So
yeah, I know.
that's
I see.
interesting to learn.
Yeah, no, and when you get it, we got to do a few table reads the first couple of episodes, and whenever you actually got to talk with any of the other cast members, we discuss the scene, see what's going on, and if you had any questions, struggled with anything, you could easily address those to other cast members and the writers, Nichole and Kathryn as well. And the execs and everyone was really there for you. Like if you needed anything and wanted to share and wanted it to be sort of a group experience, and which it was.
Tight-knit group of people.
Yeah.
That's nice to have.
I was going to say, for yourself, we've seen, disappointingly, we've seen a lot less Luke lately than we did in the first half of this season.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're not gone yet, and I'm sure we're going to see much more of you in 9 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
But for yourself, I had some questions about your character.
Yeah,
and
go
it's
for it.
something we've discussed on this show quite a bit, is that, Luke's, as far as a person, his character flaws.
Yeah.
I feel like, when we're watching him, okay, he's this tortured bad boy artist that Grace has fallen for.
Yeah.
But then we feel like, what is it about him that he's just easily manipulated, it seems like, by Grace? It seems like he
Yes.
goes along like, oh, you remember what you saw. And he doesn't really provide as much of a, stand his ground.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
there's also, his struggles with drugs. He couldn't fight back, really. He has gone back to his ways. So I guess for
Yeah.
you, How would you describe Luke's character in terms of battling these issues?
Well, like you said, he is a really fragile guy, actually, which is why he's got this whole bad boy appearance and outer. And Grace has, we hear it in one of the messages he leaves to her on the phone, and he says, she's the first person who sort of took him seriously and took him in, his art.
Yeah.
And his art is obviously a big part of him. It's his expression. And so, yeah, that's why, he sort of finds refuge with Grace, and he wants to believe her. He wants her. He wants to help her. But he just doesn't know better. He doesn't know how. He's someone who didn't have a lot of luck in life. I mean, Gwen, I suppose, was right to bring up his mother in episode 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was right to say that he needs the affection. When he finds it, he will do anything to keep it, and so he will. I guess he could potentially find himself lying, and he has to protect the person he loves and cares for, because he needs that affection to function. Otherwise, yeah, he's going to find himself on that slope again, like he's doing now.
And I feel like that's really why he lied for Grace, even though he did open it, and he has to acknowledge the fact that, maybe Grace did kill her, but he loves her so much, and, we talk about just how he struggles. This is just who he is as a person. This is his lot in life, and this is how he copes with it. But did any of you guys had questions? Because obviously Luke's been very interesting. We have a lot of fans talking to us, don't we?
Yeah, no,
we have one question.
Live to Inspire Forever. Were you surprised
Good username.
when you figured out the killer?
Was I surprised?
Yes.
Yes and no. Well, again, I had my list. I thought it will be between these people, and then actually through episodes 9 and 10, you start to have a strong feel. More gets revealed, and the characters start heading down this route, and you think, oh, okay, so it's it narrows down, and then finally, yeah, it's confirmed, and so you have sort of pretty much figured it out by the time it is confirmed.
So in the last 2 episodes is when you started figuring it out, or did you start figuring it out sooner?
I started figuring it out mostly in the 2. No, actually, my first hints were in these last 2 episodes. I started having my doubts on 2 particular characters, and then 9 and 10. Started, 9 and 10. I just got kind of like slowly confirmed to one of them, and I was like, oh. And when it's revealed, I was like, whoa.
Wow.
This is.
I felt like, oh, well, go ahead.
I have a question. Have you seen any correct theories on social media?
I don't know, actually, to be honest.
He's a busy actor. He doesn't have time for Twitter. He's busy out there on the camera.
No, I can't remember. I can't remember if I've read the proper one. I've heard a lot. I've read a couple of theories, and a couple come up quite regularly. But actually, what I most often read is it can't be this character. It can't be this character. And yeah, well, of course, a lot of them are right when they say it can't be this or that.
I'll be like going through like the hashtag on Twitter, and I'll be like, oh, that's a good point. Now I have like my doubts about this character and this character. Yeah. It's so bad.
Yeah. It's true. And in all honesty, I feel like, because one of the things, okay, we have you here. Could you have been the killer? Obviously, that's something that, bounces around. But the question we found out, was it the last episode? I want to say yes, because revealed that 2 episodes ago, you tell Bruno, obviously, that you were woken up by the street sweeper.
By the street sweeper.
Which obviously would mean he had to have been asleep to be woken up, which would take him out of that timetable. There's obviously the big question, are you lying? Which,
could be.
It would take all the fun out of it if you could tell me the truth about that. But the fact is...
No pressure.
Of all the... I go back to that line with Gwen, never underestimate jealous girls.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, so many of these female characters are so interesting. But if that is a red herring, well, which male suspects are still left? I really doubt it's Patrick. That would leave only Luke. And the only way it would happen is if you were lying. So I'm thinking, you're the last male suspect conceivably. you know.
Philip.
What about
Philip, sorry, Philip.
Yeah.
I don't think, okay, he's felt too on the periphery. That's my only thing about
Guys,
him.
Philip is sketchy. Like, he's not the boy next door. Like, he's a shady guy. Like, what does he do in his spare time
No,
aside
that's
from
very
Theo?
true. But we have James who like just left at a really bad time.
Yeah, threatened by
Sure.
Russian
The Russian
mafia.
Horrible choice of time. I don't think he did it.
I mean-
but
Yeah, I don't think so either.
that timing.
My one
was
thing
terrible.
about Philip, and I told this to Christian Solomeno when he visited our show, is like, yeah, he's intimidating, but when you see Bruno, you know,
awesome to me.
he's ready to deliver some justice. Patrick's ready to deliver some justice. I feel like Philip is there to be taken out in an attempt to take out Prince Theo.
Patrick's anger, speaking of Patrick,
Yes.
just keeps growing and growing and growing. And I'm like, he's gonna get himself into something really bad.
Yeah.
I guess my own thing, you know, I feel like I feel like he's just setting up to shoot Philip. And, you know, he's going to have that. Maybe Philip is going to threaten Natalie to keep Bruno quiet. And Bruno's just going to handle some old school English justice for the.
Oh my gosh.
You
know,
think
New
Philip's
Scotland
gonna
English.
die?
Yes, because he threatens Natalie and Bruno takes him out.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a
Or-
fight I would watch. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
Yeah.
What if it's the opposite? That
Philip kills Bruno?
No. That he threatens Bruno and Natalie takes him out.
Oh,
Natalie.
my.
Badass.
You know what? I mean, we've seen her do just about everything, seen just about everything, but I mean, she's had two characters now. I'm just saying, but
I mean, she can run in heels, so that's pretty.
That's a skill.
Yes.
That's a skill.
That was
Yeah.
impressive.
Was it on cobblestone as well?
Yeah.
yes.
Like, look
I
at
don't
her
know.
go.
I don't know about that.
Insane.
Do you know about that, Zach?
About running in heels on cobblestone?
Yeah, I don't.
I don't really.
So I just take
Y'all
that
don't
word.
wear
You said
heels?
really. So do you have any
Has it?
experience?
Renee.
Actually, I have walked in heels.
Actually.
I have, but it was a flat
Oh,
surface.
that doesn't count.
No,
I understand.
I wasn't very good at it.
We do what we need to, right?
I'm not very good at it, so.
Yeah, well, you mentioned him. James does leave, and you know we have that scene. He tells Natalie that he did love her,
You
and
should have said that like 6 episodes ago. Like, just
Or
tell
like
her you
years
love
ago.
her. Yeah, like, you're little too late, my friend.
I guess okay. The big question: do you guys think that he is gonna come back? Yes or no?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't really care about him. To be
I-
honest, I don't think he
I-
did it. So
Maybe the last episode or something?
Possibly.
Possibly.
or
I
he's
feel
gonna
like
die.
no, I
Dun,
don't want that
dun,
to happen because I
dun.
feel like there's so much more to James that we still like that I would still love to see, especially if
He had-
season 2 happens, which fully crossing my fingers.
See, if there's a season 2, I feel like if obviously Grace makes it, which I assume she will, you know, even if she does get
She's
hurt a
totally
little.
gonna make it.
I assume she will.
Well, we don't know, you know.
Oh, she's
who knows
so
where they
gonna
go.
make it.
Okay.
Like, she's obviously gonna be in
My
season
big
2.
thing though, he's been so on the periphery that I can't see James coming back in 9 and 10 and having a really huge impact.
Yeah,
Not
but you
a
never
huge
know.
impact, but
Yeah.
I know.
So that's why I feel like, well, they might just keep him out altogether, just because, I mean, he spent 3 episodes kind of on hiatus from us, so
Yeah.
I guess that's my only thing. But we didn't even get to the crux of it before all that. Stan goes to Grace. We find out she's not going to have to go through Orange is the New Black for a little bit, and,
because
Yes.
of her stabbing herself.
Smart
basically,
girl.
last
Still
episode. That was
Good
very
tips
smart.
for anyone in prison.
get the
Yeah.
job done.
Stab yourself. No, don't. Please don't.
I was going to say, do you really think they watch our show in prison? Hey, if you guys do, I'm glad you're watching. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate the dedication.
Yes. Well,
And
I
again,
wanna
that
know-
is not good advice. Do not
Don't
stab
do
yourself.
that. Yeah.
Now I want to know, would they watch us in general population or only solitary confinement?
That's a question to all our viewers.
That's. Hey, do we have a comment? It's like, I'm in cell 180. Nah. But, so our point, Stan goes to Grace and convinces her, hey, let's undergo some hypnosis because at least you will have the answer. And I guess really for him, he kind of gets to really formulate his game plan. I thought that's his motivation.
Yeah.
So I guess, what did you guys think from that? Because we obviously speculated, what is she gonna see?
I was thinking that her memory is gonna like cut out like right after she fought with Molly that night,
Yeah, that's what I
and
thought as
that was
well.
all we were gonna see.
But we didn't even really get that beforehand. We just got the after effects of her in the bathroom.
Yeah,
I
It's
guess
also kind of weird.
my question, we saw a really warm scene with her and Molly, which I didn't expect. I mean, yes, it was so cheesy, but
I don't
it was
even have those moments with my friends.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I was
that
like,
was like
wow.
I'm like, oh my god, is that true friendship?
yeah,
Aim for that.
that was my
I guess,
thought process going on there.
But I mean, that's also goes to show. I mean, we've seen so many different sides of Grace. I
Yeah.
mean, you've seen Daisy Head. You know, pretty much. I mean, if you point off acting skills, I feel like she's run the circuit as far as demonstrating what she can portray. But
Yeah.
I didn't expect such a warm side of Grace to be seen in the flashback. So I think that really. That added another layer to her already complex character, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds, but before, because we start out the series immediately in the drama, so it reminds you, there was a before.
Yeah, there was a happy
where-
time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where no one was even thinking about the murder.
Who knew?
No.
Yeah.
I guess my question
girl
for
would
you,
die.
yeah, my question for you. I mean, you have a lot of scenes with Daisy Head, obviously. What do you think of her performance? Because it's one we talk about a lot. Her ability to portray. Could she or couldn't she have? We have the answer now, but
Those eyes.
she's done a good job of at least saying, you look like you could have done it for at least now 8 episodes. So what was it like watching her just kind of go back and forth as far as her performance?
Well, I mean, again, because Luke isn't in all the time, I mostly get to see her in my scenes and whatever
Yeah.
she's shooting, but before and after. But she's terrific. I mean, she had an incredible stamina as well, because obviously to keep up all the emotional changes that Grace goes through, and again, like on the day you shoot, you shoot her in particular. She shoots like 5-6 different scenes in a row, and one of them she'll be crying, the next she'll be laughing, the next she'll be crying again, and hopefully the next she'll be sleeping. It's
Definition of
that's what I
acting.
do.
but she's terrific. And I mean, yeah, she pulls it off with avec brio, and like we say in French. Yeah.
Oh.
Which
So we're
means-
learning a little bit of everything, especially since it's Olympic season. That's nice. Yeah, but so obviously this was Stan's, approach. He wants to get his answers through hypnosis to formulate his game plan, and he wanted to go further. He has that interesting scene with Veena Patel. So he wants. Okay, I almost felt like, is he actually trying to, wink, wink, nudge, nudge with Veena, like try to get her attention? Because I felt like.
Like
He wanted
flirt?
to
flirting with her?
Veena a little bit. I mean, I know that's our
What?
Stan.
You got flirting vibes?
A little bit. Am I alone?
I think you're on your own there on that. I don't
Yeah,
know. What did
Zach?
you think that?
How do you flirt?
Okay, just because he almost seems to want to, like, he does it a little bit with Gwen. Like, oh, look at you in your dress. I know, he's just so playful, I guess.
Yeah,
I think that's his character.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I think he definitely likes Veena. I mean, I guess flirting comes sort of naturally
Okay.
if you really
To
like
him.
someone, and to him it's part of that playfulness.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Playfulness is how I would describe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, either
I
way.
just say witty banter is
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
them. It's not, and I think that just goes with someone that's very charismatic and knows how to talk to people. I think it just like comes off
Which
that way.
is definitely Stan.
They're
Yeah,
also
for
two,
sure.
two alpha personalities, really, when you think about it. I mean, besides Gwen, I feel like Veena is probably one of the most assertive personalities,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
far as characters. But what did you guys think of him? Okay, he's going to get his answers through Veena now. Or at least he gets something. He sees the board. By the way, I feel like Nichole Millard and Kathryn Price did tell us there's going to be a big
A
secret.
With Veena,
I feel like it's too easy for it to just be, oh, she makes a lot of money walking dogs and writing for a paper. So I feel like we're setting up for at least one more thing.
yeah.
I don't want to look at you when I
Oh.
say that. But,
Eye contact.
it's like he blinked, it's right. No, but I guess, what did you guys expect her to be so well off? And two, what else do you guys think she's going to provide to Stan as we go down the stretch?
Oh.
I don't know. I think the surprise with Vina is that she's going to have some sort of relationship with a character we didn't know about. I don't know what that relationship will be, whether it's a romantic one or maybe a sibling or something, but I think she has a relationship with one of the characters we know well that will be like, oh, you know her? I don't know. That's what I think, but...
Going off that, maybe it's Molly?
I mean, I haven't ruled that out because I feel like that would be, from left field, surprise all of us.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that's why she's so nosy.
I mean, I can't think of,
Not just
it
a
being...
reporter. She's like, that was my friend.
Yeah, it's like she's interested in solving the murder of someone
I would do the same.
she was friends with, so.
Maybe I wouldn't. That's like too close to home, but
I mean,
I don't know if I'd be quite ready yet.
Yeah, I would be a little more sad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, let's figure out who did it. I'd need a few months.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, obviously we're going to find out. We're coming down the stretch, but one big one that they had was the Charlotte and Theo storyline. I really thought this was going to get dragged out a little more, and it still could get broken up, but she finally gets that confrontation with Theo. Did you kill Molly Ryan? He says no. I mean, forensically, we haven't proven that he didn't. We don't think he did, but we haven't proven it.
Definitely didn't. And I love the way that they had him say, I don't remember what the line was, but he just said no. That was his answer. But it was it was in a way that was so like not believable. And I know they did that on purpose, but he 100% didn't do it.
But the interaction between Theo and Charlotte when Theo was telling Charlotte that, he loved her,
So fake.
I believed it.
You believed it?
Oh,
He's
my.
still going. Well, he was still going to sleep with other women. He's like, oh, I haven't cheated on you since. Yeah, you have.
Kaylee.
Yeah, like 2 episodes ago. You're a liar, my friend.
Yeah, a very good one.
Yeah, that's the
But-
thing. He was really good in that scene.
Maybe Theo should take up painting. I think it helps out a lot lot of issues, apparently. Don't you think, Zach?
The blood one,
I
too.
think
The blood one.
One of the many blood ones, probably.
What
Your
do you
blood
mean?
splatter one?
Is
And then,
take
like,
it
the first
home?
Oh, yeah.
episode.
Just to,
just to hold close.
I still
Sarah,
go
when you
back.
get angry, it's like
hold the blood.
No,
Oh,
that first episode when the blood splatter thing, right after we see Molly's dead body, I'm like,
yeah.
okay. Interesting choice in
Just
artwork
expressing
right
himself.
there.
You're just saying that the higher ups, it's like you want them to think I did it, huh?
Yeah, and come on, as an artist, you're trouble. You're like Luke, and you come in, and you see just a lot of blood splatters all over the place. You're just
I
like,
know what I'm gonna do
I gotta
later.
paint. What I'm gonna do? Oh no! Oh, it's happening. I can't get it on me.
That's funny.
Going off that and Luke's artwork, I have a question. Are you artistic in real life?
I am not as artistic as I wish I was. I'm a big fan of mangas and comics, and I used to draw a lot, and I thought I'd pursue 2D animation for a while.
Cool.
And I ended up going to a 3D animation school in the south of France, in Montpellier, and I really enjoyed. I was pretty good at the 2D animation. I was pretty good at that. Although painting, actual painting, and the 3D bit was a bit more complicated for me. But I did pick up some more painting lessons after playing Luke in the pilot, and actually this time I started developing a better talent for it. Yeah.
Very nice.
So can you
Interesting.
recreate the portrait of Grace if you had to? That's an interesting...
I'm actually good at recreating. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm better at
cool.
recreating than creating from scratch. So not creative exactly, but still creative enough.
Did you keep...
That's really creative. I mean, I can't even draw
can't
a
draw.
person, so.
I don't know how to paint.
stick figures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick figures all the way.
I mean, you can't see on camera, but you can see my handwriting. I'm not meant for, fine arts on paper.
Well, the Sharpie didn't hit on that one.
Yeah, and,
Didn't help, no.
I mean, it wouldn't have made a big difference, let's be honest.
Well-
My question real quick, did you keep any of Luke's paintings from the set?
I actually have one, yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
which
Is it the
one?
blood
I have
splatter
one.
one?
It's one of his more experimental pieces.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure I'm not sure that it's been featured prominently.
Prominently?
Prominently yet. Brain fart.
Hey,
And
multiple languages here, I don't judge.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but it's a nice painting. It's got like a big sort of black hole.
Ooh,
And,
cool.
How positive.
Yeah, exactly. As most of
It
Luke's art
represents
was,
Luke.
you
It
know.
represents guilt.
Guilt.
Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, so I've got that in my bedroom.
There you go.
Interesting. Hey,
Hey, that's
memory
cool.
from set.
I mean, hey,
Yeah.
but they gave me free stuff. It's like, you know what? Yeah, you see this? It was when I was on this really cool TV show with Billy Zane.
Yeah, yeah.
I get to show all my friends.
This came
But-
from Freeform, you know, just
There you
Whatever,
go.
no big
slapped
deal.
up and,
I
you might have heard
painted
of
it,
them,
as
might
far
have
as you
heard of
know.
them.
That's cool. You know, I was gonna say, I was always expecting, you know, you to have that acting moment where we don't see the canvas, but we see you painting, and then you flip it around for Grace or someone, and it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I was always expecting
would
it's
like
like,
that.
you know, he didn't actually do it, but that's how they play it off.
Yeah,
I was always waiting for that one personally.
I mean, I wish I could have done one of those. Billy, I'm sure you've heard him. Like he's the actual artist. Like paintings that are in his flat. I think it's the one above. Is it his bed or his office?
Wow.
In Stan's flat, it's his. It's his actual thing. And if you look him up and look at like his artwork, he's got some on his Instagram, and it's really good. Yeah.
That's
Wow.
so
Oh
cool.
my gosh.
Oh my gosh,
Like, when
fun
we
to look
were-
back at that.
Yeah, when we were in Budapest, he did a whole event for the refugees as well.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
You ever wonder why you're not
Yeah.
more talented? It's because it all went to him, man.
Yeah, I know. It's like he sets the bar
You
pretty
know,
high.
Well, I mean,
I mean, you're not allowed. Okay, he plays the guitar. He could draw like that. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to have that many talents. You gotta save some for other
Jeez.
people.
Speaking of Kevin,
Sure.
Kevin Ryan also went to paint with him in Budapest, and he came up with some really good stuff too. I was just, yeah,
well,
and I was there,
I'm
and I was
supposed to be
there. You know,
nervous.
I took like the one painting, thrown paint lesson to know how
Oh,
to learn how to
excuse
throw
me.
blood on a canvas. You know, red, and I was just like, oh,
Hey, that's why it's like, hey, hey, those are his two co-workers. Oh, but this guy Zach from France is gonna be the painter on the show. No, that's crazy, but that's so cool to learn.
so much talent in this
I
cast.
know.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, but hey, we're not even done with the episode yet, though. So we have a very crucial showdown between Bruno and Theo.
Oh.
So obviously Natalie tells Bruno, hey, it could have been Prince Theo. Obviously Bruno has had those interactions, but they're trying to get more into that mystery. So finally Natalie is supposed to meet Bruno, but before any of that happens, we see Bruno kind of sweeping the car, obviously trying to look for evidence, but Theo believes planting evidence. So I guess it goes to that confrontation. Theo says, hey, you try this. I'm gonna, you know, put your business out there. The child killer's gonna go free, and all your other cases. Bruno stands his ground, says, I will bring you down with me. I mean, guys, what's gonna happen? Who comes out on top? Do you think Theo will actually do it?
I'm still like trying to understand why him putting away that other killer is so terrible.
Because by the law, you know, I mean,
because he planted the evidence.
Yeah.
But still.
morally, yes, it's right, but by the by the law, when that happens, you know, they're released. It doesn't matter because you have to prove it within the evidence you could find in a case.
Like,
he
I-
didn't have that.
I get he planted him, but like he put away someone who actually was.
Yeah, we love Bruno.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's just the rules of the game. That's just
Yeah.
how it is.
Not enough evidence. He
Like-
planted.
Do you guys believe Bruno will? Okay. Do you think Theo's gonna go through with his threat? Yes or no?
It's quite possible.
it is possible.
That would make for a very depressing season 2. I would hate to see Bruno in trouble.
I'm already depressed because Bruno and Natalie.
Oh,
Yes.
Bradley.
Really sad because
I don't know.
I was liking them.
I'm like kind of okay with them not being together. Like I'd like him to meet someone that's not Gwen and that's not Natalie. But poor Gwen, like sitting there alone at the bar and all of her missed text messages, and they weren't right next to each other because they were sent so far apart.
Oh.
Sad day for Gwen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm.
Bruno should feel so guilty.
Yeah, Bruno, like text her back.
there
Takes
it
2
is,
seconds.
I still ship Bruno and Natalie.
Yes. So, I mean, I don't think it's over yet for them, but there is a lot of tension, and something big is going to have to happen for Natalie to, I feel, really accept Bruno back. That's my theory, or that's my
Aw.
prediction. We have 2 things to talk about before we really get to predictions. Obviously, we see the end of Grace's, hypnotherapy session. She did not kill Molly Ryan, so that obviously the main character
As far
off
as we
the
know.
board. Yep.
And she
We saw
saw
her
a man.
after the fact, right? Did we see her before walking to the bathroom?
She saw Molly, but she walked away
yeah.
because she had that.
She opened the door and she saw.
Dissociation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but leaving the bathroom.
Yeah.
Leaving
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Yeah, we didn't see her going to the bathroom, or did we?
I feel like it was just implied she walked by because she
Yeah.
would have had to go see Molly.
But it was implied that she walked by. I find it weird that they didn't
That we didn't
cut it
see what
off.
was in between.
Yeah, we didn't even get it cut off. Like, we didn't even see her walking to the bathroom, then fast forward to another scene because we know she's in there for an hour. But, like,
Yeah.
we didn't see any of that in between time, which I found a little weird. Maybe they did that so we would keep on being a little suspicious. I don't know, but I found that weird that they did it like that.
I mean, I still am a little suspicious of Grace.
Especially now that she's like, I didn't do it. Did you that? Grace?
She's like, I'm an angel. I didn't do it. I knew I didn't do it.
So
She's so
Yeah.
cute. Like,
You're the angel.
That's true.
Don't let them fool you, man. I know they seem like it now here at the desk. The second the camera stops rolling. No,
we're
just
all
kidding.
divas. Like, where's my water?
Yeah.
JK, I love working with you guys. It's always great on Monday.
And we're not paying him anything to say that, so.
They're not. I would know. All right, so Grace still on the board for you guys then?
A little.
I actually take her.
Barely.
I take her completely off after this, and I feel like that's just.
But
So you
Prince Theo
completely-
remains.
Completely
Okay.
trust the hypnotherapy.
I do because I still have Theo. I still put Kaylee and Charlotte on the list still, so those are left for me. Kaylee, she didn't have as much to do, but we see that more tension with her and Roz. And, she's still one of those people, such a complex character that I feel like 9 and 10 we're going to set up to get at least a little more if she is still going to be the killer. Because I know Becca, that's one of her big theories.
And we did,
I think Kaylee, yeah.
and we did see her kill actually on the show.
Yeah,
didn't we?
so.
Well, she's
Even-
got it in her. She felt bad, but she has it in her.
Even
I
if
love that you
she
have to keep it straight.
isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I like your theory.
No, even if she isn't that killer, I think season 2 will be very interesting as far as Kaylee's storyline
She killed
goes.
Finch.
Because she killed Finch.
Yeah.
That
So-
comes out.
She did kill someone.
Yeah.
I will say this
okay.
episode completely knocked Prince Theo off my list, 100%, because they want the audience to think he did it. Like a few episodes ago, they've been building it up, and if there's going to be a twist, it's not Prince Theo.
Oh, yeah.
However, because of how they set it up with Grace, it's possible it'd be shocking if actually she did do it, but I don't know.
If she gets free and then she did it.
It's got to be one of these
Right?
guys, though.
Right? That would be interesting.
That'd be really.
Yes, it would be. Yes, it would be. Poker face.
Hey, I think it'd be
I
interesting
know
if Luke did it and we all think that he didn't do it as of now.
I don't...
Okay.
You
Because
just-
Poker face.
I don't think
You
anyone thinks
haven't
Luke did
been
it.
on screen enough lately for me to feel strongly that you could have done it. You are
Guys.
still on the board, though, as far as possible.
Luke did not do it. Like, no,
How do you know?
no offense.
Okay,
but
my
Luke is
question-
not the sharpest tool in the shed. I've said this once. I'll say it
I've
again.
said this. I always want to know.
I mean,
Okay, I have something to add for
and I
you,
feel-
Zachary.
yeah.
Oh, what?
Renee, I gotta know, because you always portray why he couldn't have done it. What does Luke do when he gets mad?
When
You know,
when he
like
gets
about the
mad,
paintings.
Probably paint. Like, I
paint.
feel
Like,
like
what
if
does he
Luke did
say?
it, you'd go to his apartment and he'd have all these pictures of like a dead body and he'd be like,
Like, okay, hey, if Molly insulted one of Luke's paintings, what would he say and how would he say it?
Oh my god, if Molly insulted.
If Molly-
I mean, it's possible. I
Uh-oh.
did say that was the only possible theory, and that if you
That,
killed Molly,
because
that
she
must have
insulted.
Did you? You don't like it?
Yeah.
How dare you?
well, you know.
I worked so hard on that.
Exactly, that voice that he brings out.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, let's get right into it. We gotta wrap up. Let's have our Afterbuzz TV predictions.
Your Afterbuzz TV prediction.
Renee?
Okay, so I don't think Prince Theo did it. And I feel that in the preview, the person that Prince Theo meets with, I don't know why, but I think it's Grace.
Okay.
And my suspects, Grace is back on the list. I hate to say it, but she is, and I'd like to see how it plays out, but I don't think it's for the reason that we think it is, because she got jealous about Luke fooling around with her friend. Like, don't do that. And then
Like, don't do that.
another person on my list is Philip.
Okay.
My number 1 suspect, I'm sticking with Kaylee at this point, but my number 2 suspect is Philip.
Okay.
Definitely.
Zachary?
you, Zach?
No.
I have to-
It's all good, but you know, I'm assuming we can. Your prediction is we're gonna really enjoy episodes 9 and 10.
that is a fairly accurate prediction.
Okay.
A certain prediction. I can't speak English. What am I doing?
Well, we see a cliffhanger at the end of episode 10. Someone on the chat wanted to know.
Will there be a cliffhanger?
Yes.
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 Ooh.
Oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
That's gonna be
Excited.
crazy. All right, you know what? It's tough for me to say Philip just because I feel like we're setting up for either Bruno or Patrick to take him out in the process of maybe trying to get Theo. So I'm gonna actually go with the wild card Charlotte. She's getting more and more twisted, and you know what? Why not? I mean, Kaylee, I feel like they're trying to get our attention off of her this episode, so I'm gonna go Charlotte. But yeah, 9 and 10, we're setting up for a 2-part
excited.
season finale. First part next Monday on Freeform, so we can't wait. We're going to be here for the after show, but in the meantime, guys, where can they find you on Twitter?
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel, and you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca B Talks TV.
Mr. Luke Pascal, where can they
You
find
can find
you?
me on Twitter at Zach Fall and Instagram at Zachary Fall.
Hey guys, you can find me on Twitter all the time at Double G on TV. We'll see you next time.
Bye!
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Afterbuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the Afterbuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of Afterbuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.